There are like 25 to 30 different horses you can get in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so here are the 5 best. And leave your favorite horse down in the comments. The horse that I think is the 5th from best, but still really good, who is decently fast, carries a lot of weight, and has nearly the best stamina, is our boy Mark. This is a really good horse, and if you wanted to stick with him, you could. He has 231 stamina, the highest possible being 235, so really good, close to the best, a close second, and 358 carry capacity without even including a saddle. The highest carry capacity a horse can get is 368, so also a close second on that. 41 speed, which isn't the worst, but not the best either. I mean, it is pretty bad. When you start the game, Pebbles is the slowest horse in the game at 30 speed, and the fastest is 60. If you compared this to every other horse, he's like middle of the road for speed, but nowhere close to the fastest. And then 15 courage. The max a horse can have for that is 30, so I mean, pretty bad. If you were to get into a fight with no armor or helmet on him, he'll probably throw you off and run away. You get Mark from Grund in the Kuttenberg region from the horse trader there on the map for 3,400 groschen. The horse with the highest carry capacity and the highest courage in the game is Ertl, a horse that you can buy from Malashov in the Kuttenberg region. The horse trader is actually like to the northwest of it. He's like outside of the city. If you come here, you can talk to the horse trader and purchase him for like 3,600 groschen. A hefty price, but if you want a horse to carry your load and not be afraid of a fight, that is the best horse for both of those things. He can carry a load, carrying 368 kilograms of weight by default, not including the saddle, so you can get over like 600 kilograms of carry weight if you do throw the best saddle on him, plus that other piece of gear that ups their carry weight slightly. Plus he has 30 courage, the highest that you can get. 2 other horses at this same trader also have 30 courage, and they are the only horses in the game with that high of an amount, that being Schlamhack and Kaz Tonka, who also has the most speed in the game, but really low stamina. Ertl is lacking in stamina himself with only 140, which is pretty dang low, not the lowest in the game, but pretty close, and then 48 speed, which I mean is above average. By the way, if you do want the best saddles, which both carry 200 kilograms of weight, those would be the Dragon Saddle or the Krakowaian Saddle. Those are both the only 2 types of saddles that carry 200 kilograms, which can be found in Kuttenberg, in the Kuttenberg region, at these saddle traders there, or even some of the blacksmiths sell them. They come in a ton of different variety of colors. So now we're at the top 3 horses, starting with Herring, who is given to you for free about a third of the way through the game and doesn't start out as much. I mean, if you compare default Herring to default stats Pebbles, he's pretty dang good. If you started from Pebbles and went to Herring, it's a good upgrade. In fact, he starts off as the best horse in this region. Late game when you come to Kuttenberg, however, he's not very great until you ride 50 kilometers total with him. Once you do that, you unlock a secret perk that makes this guy a top contender for best horse in the game. It's actually pretty insane how much this perk does. He goes from 14 courage, 138 capacity, 169 stamina, and 40 speed, while nothing's equipped by the way, to 14 courage, that stays the same, 288 capacity, a huge increase, 231 stamina, also increased, and 56 speed. So my courage here is showing 29 because of a 15 buff. I have no idea why I'm getting that buff. It doesn't say on the horse or on Henry's list of buffs, so leave it down in the comments if you know what causes that. But that's the only downside on this horse is the 14 courage, but you can buff that up with the horse armor at the cost of losing some speed and stamina. Herring is tied for the highest stamina on a horse, the other being found in Kuttenberg, but that one has much worse stats overall. And Herring has a very high capacity and speed. The highest speed on a horse is 60, Herring is 51. Next up we have Piesic Lad, Piesic or Piesic. You could probably argue for this to be the best horse. In fact, I could see an argument for the last horse and the next one being in a completely different order, just depending on what you want. The top 3 horses here, you can't go wrong with really either one. But yeah, this horse can be bought in the main city in Kuttenberg from the horse trader all the way off to its western border, where you can find him sitting at his counter in front of all of the tables, and this is where you can get Piesic Lad, who costs a whopping 4,200 groschen, the most expensive horse in the game, and that's because he's the best horse that you have to pay for. He gets 23 courage, the max being 30. If you want to compare that to the least courageous Pebbles, his is 12, Piesic Lad is 23 out of 30, so pretty dang good. He's got 194 stamina, 338 capacity, which puts him at like I think 4th highest carry capacity in the game, the highest being 368, and 55 speed. The fastest horse in the game is 60, 55 is really fast. So just all around, this is like the biggest all-arounder horse maybe, where like nothing is the absolute best, but pretty much everything besides the stamina is really close to the best, and I mean the stamina is fine. The stamina is pretty good. So there you go, Piece Lad, the best horse that money can buy. If you didn't know about that hidden perk we got after riding Herring around for 50 miles, or 50 kilometers actually, you're probably surprised to see that the one and only Pebbles is at the top of this list, and that's because he gets a similar perk to Herring after riding him for 35 kilometers instead of 50, meaning you can get this perk pretty dang quickly if you actually ride your horse. Pebbles and Herring are the only horses who get these hidden perks, by the way. And I mean, we get Pebbles for free. If you didn't know, you can get him from the horse trader in Samin after the intro to the game. If you're against save scumming and fail the speech check, you can purchase him for 200 groschen. People will disagree with this because they love Pebbles, but he starts off really bad, and you'll have villagers disrespecting him and basically spitting in his face, saying he looks like crap for some reason. I mean, he does kind of resemble a large donkey who starts off with the worst stats in the game, but through sheer effort and hard work, he becomes the best horse. At the very least, top 3.
If I'm not mistaken, I should be getting some groschen back, no?
Of course. I would be giving you coin back for Pebbles even if you came riding in on a mule.
After getting the good old Pebbles perk, you'll be at 15 courage, 338 capacity, 210 stamina, and 55 speed, at least when you have no gear or armor or saddles on them. So the second most carry weight in the game, just under Ertl, 55 speed, which only a couple of other horses can get, 210 stamina, which is pretty dang high, the max being 235, so almost there. All of this on a horse that you can get at the start of the game for free. You can level him up to get these stats at the start of the game without even having done a single quest, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. If you were to compare all 3 horses, it's really just being nitpicky and depends on what you want. If you have one of the 3 already, I would just stick with them. Pebbles has almost 50 more kilograms of carry capacity and slightly more speed than Herring after unlocking his perk, while Herring has slightly more stamina and courage than Pebbles does. Piece Lad has the lowest stamina of the 3, but the most courage and most speed of them. The speed is just barely more than the other 2 though, and you're probably never going to notice the difference. All 3 of them are fast. Piece Lad also has more carry capacity than Herring, but less than Pebbles, plus Piece also costs a whopping 4,200 groschen. Courage is a big factor here, but if you're using horse armor or that like dominatrix helmet on your horse, courage really isn't an issue. If you have nothing equipped on your horses though, Herring and Pebbles' courage is just terrible, and they'll just throw you off their back at the first sight of combat. So yeah, the best way to get these hidden horse perks, the red Herring and good old Pebbles, is to come up to Trotsky Castle or anywhere with a loop and have your horse follow the road. I do this at the beginning of the castle entrance, then you can go AFK, or if you want you can occasionally press sprint on the outer walls portion to get through it faster. But you can just leave your controller or keyboard there, go get a drink. I would occasionally look just to make sure somebody didn't get run over and you're not getting ran through by some guards, but it should take like 30 minutes or so and you'll be done. Herring takes a little while longer to get the red Herring perk since he takes 50 kilometers to get, and then for Pebbles you just need to travel 35 kilometers to get the good old Pebbles perk. But that's pretty much it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 videos, and leave your favorite horse down in the comments.